Okay, so let's talk about the sales pitch now. Each sales pitch should be unique to every rep. Keep that in mind because you don't have to repeat exactly what I am going to say in this video. Make it unique to you. Please make it unique to you because we need the conversation to flow naturally. Keep that in mind. That is the best way, again, to, as mentioned in a previous video, one of the best ways to get with your prospect or potential client. Now, we start off by introducing ourselves. So, hi, my name is Michael. State where you're from. Hi, my name is Michael from Palau Media Limited. State the intention of calling. Hi, my name is Michael from Palau Media Limited. And I'm calling because my company may be able to help your company establish an e-commerce solution. Now, it makes no sense to say all of this to the wrong person, so this is where you need to make sure you're speaking to a decision maker. So now you ask to speak to the sales or marketing manager. Keep in mind that most times the sales or marketing manager of a small to medium-sized enterprise is the owner of the business, or they may have someone who helps them with it, but it's usually the owner of the business. So in case they say, no, we don't have that, only the owner can do that, whatever, well, go with the owner. So once we have the decision maker, the owner, the sales and marketing manager, whoever it is, once we have that decision maker on the phone, now we could continue. Or, I mean, you may need to reintroduce yourself depending. So again, hi, my name is Michael from Palau Media Limited, and my company may be able to help yours establish an e-commerce solution. How does that sound? Now, after that, usually they would tell you, okay, give me more information, what is that? Or they might just be blank on the phone. If they're blank on the phone, ask them, so would you like me to explain? Don't remain too blank too long, because you don't want them to just hang up on you. So when we start explaining now, this is the explanation you're giving them. This essentially means that I will build you a website which will be able to display your products as well as accept payments from your customers. That way you could go ahead and make a delivery to anywhere in Trinidad and Tobago or the Caribbean or worldwide if you want. Again, tailor your sales pitch depending on the business. You should be doing a little bit of research before you call them, so at least you could figure out what type of products they have, what type of business it is. Because it could also mean that the business you're contacting does not need an e-commerce solution, but they may need a website which is able to display their products and services. Or it could be, let me just throw out an example. It could be, I don't know, one of those car dealerships. They cannot sell a vehicle. You can't sell an entire vehicle online. I mean, you can't do that, right? So what you could do online, however, is display the vehicle, display all the features of the vehicle, the interior pictures, and everything along those lines. So the customer now already knows what they're buying. Next step is to request a quotation. So we could do a website in that case which would be able to accept quotations, take information from the customer so that the company can now contact them with an exact quotation for the product they want. Or it could be, let's just say, real estate. Just showing out random examples. A real estate website will display the home and request a, what do you call that, boy? Request a viewing. So don't limit yourself to my sales pitch, which is build an e-commerce solution, because there are thousands of businesses out there. Not all of them sell physical goods that will need an e-commerce solution. Now, after you explain to them what you have the intention of billing, this is where we would get into most likely the cost. So because you already did your research and you are explaining something to the business owner that we already know they need, chances are that they want to know the cost of it. So whether they prompt you for the cost or you ask them if they're interested in the cost, you need to eventually get to the cost, because that is the only way we are going to make money. You're not doing this whole thing because you want to talk to random people. You're doing this because you want to make money. So that being said, once we get to the cost option of it, one of the unique selling points of Payloud Media is that we work with every client's budget. It could be as small as $800, it could be $1 million. It doesn't matter. We are in the business of closing the sale. And let me explain to you real quick the reasoning for that. It's because we don't want to ever be in a situation where we leave money on the table because we quoted the wrong price. For example, if it is we were to have set packages, like $1,000 gives you XYZ, $10,000 gives you ABC, $20,000 gives you WXY. Yeah. So we don't want to be in a situation where we box ourselves in, because what if the client has only $900, like they literally only have $900 left for whatever reason, and because you quoted them on this package that was $1,000 or more, you would have left a $900 sale on the table because you quoted them a set price. Now, another selling point of Payloud Media is whether they pay the $900, the $1,000, the $1,500, the $2,000, the $20,000. All our clients get superior quality. So quality is not affected by price, and we always explain that to our client. What the price really affects is your commission, because remember, you get 20% of whatever you close. So number one, it affects your commission. And number two is, and this is common sense here, if you pay me $10,000, it means I have more money to put more resources into your project, versus if you were to give me, let's just say, only $500. And this is something I boldfacedly explain to the client, because then they'll ask me, or they will ask you, sorry. So if you say name my own price, what if I only give you $600? Explain to them the difference. Tell them at the end of the day, we are looking at long-term business from you. The upfront money that we take from you, it allows for us to put so and so amount of resources into completing your project, which would mean your project could potentially take a week, 2 days, a month. It depends on the resources allocated to the project. So explain that to them and tell them the way we actually make our money is by doing long-term business with you, because we want to host your website, we want you to use our payment solutions. Eventually when we launch, well, as of recording this video, we don't have it as yet, but eventually when we launch our delivery service, we would prefer you use our delivery service. So once we do long-term business, we will make the profit from them, because it could be a situation where they may need graphics from us from time to time, they may need consultancy from time to time. So over the next 10, 20, 30, 40 years, we plan on making money from this client. So there is no way that this, let's just say we nickel and dime them for $10,000. In 40 years, we would have made more than $10,000 from that one client, because we decided to work with their budget, do long-term business with them. Again, this is something that I always explain to my clients, word for word, exactly what I just said there. Put it into your own words, because you are not Michael at the end of the day. So put it into your own words, make it flow in a way which makes sense for you. Now, make sure when you are doing a sales pitch, we cover the mount nut. So by dealing with, we work with your budget, we cover the money part of it. In terms of time, we eventually need to see them, or we eventually need to set up some time where we could have a proper conversation about this. So we work with their timing, or potentially we give them a time to work with, which works for both us and them. You would have researched your client beforehand, so you would have figured out what they need. So this is where the common sense applies. Research them, figure out what they need, and offer them what they need. It makes no sense to start off a sales conversation offering something the client does not need, because you'll get instantly shut down. We eventually create the urgency by either giving them some sort of bonus which could expire beyond a certain date, or actually let me give an example of a situation today. So I met with the owner of a business, and she loved everything. She was good with the price. She even trusted PayLao because she has been hearing about PayLao years now. But there was an urgency part of, and urgency was the major deterrent of closing the sale, because she, as of recording this video, it is November. She wanted to start the project next year, March. She was like, after the new year, after Carnival, we'll do something when people have time, when I have time in March. Now, I could have sat back and said, okay, no problem, I'll call you back in March. Or, at the end of the day, I have bills to pay. I can't wait till March to pay my bills. I can't wait until March to eat. That makes no sense. As well as, I mean, that's stupid logic. So, using a little bit of common sense I have, I explained to her, here's what. Your clients, your customers, she sells services which could be sold year round, especially the type of services that she sells. January is the ideal time to get it started, because January, as I was explaining to her, a lot of your customers are making New Year's resolutions right after Christmas. So by January 1st into the first week in January, this is the ideal time you want to sell them. So therefore, we need to make sure that your website is properly updated and running by at least around Christmas, so that way everybody gets a little time off. You and I could relax to Christmas without studying this website. So in order for us to complete your project by December 25th or December 24th, or anywhere around that week, we need to be sure that your project starts November month end. So to be exact, I think today is what, the 16th? I believe today is the 16th. I didn't check the date for the day. But it means that she now has 2 weeks to gather all her content, so she could give it to me, so we could start her project, so that we could begin her project by November month end. So that way we'll take 2 to 3 weeks to complete her project. So that way she'll be ready to launch her new website by January 1st. So I created that sense of urgency. She assured me right after leaving that she will go upstairs, she'll start to gather content. We'll chat on WhatsApp by tomorrow in case she has questions about what she has to provide. And that only happened because I created the urgency. I showed her that this is a project that it makes no sense to wait, because the longer you wait, it means that you are not making money. And that is a good way to create urgency as well too. If we are selling them a complete e-commerce solution, it means that they can use our solution to make more money, and who does not want to make more money? So the loss of money, the loss of income is a good way to create the urgency. So all that being said, what I would like to happen as a new sales rep is I want you to create your own sales pitch, and I want you to pitch it to your sales manager. As well as, if you have access to me and you have my phone number, by all means, please call me, WhatsApp call me, Skype call, whatever, and try to sell me. And I want this to happen every single working day. Obviously, leave your sales manager alone on a Saturday or a Sunday or whenever they take their day off. At least give the people 1 to 2 days off during the week. But once you know that they are working and you are working, please call, pitch your sales manager every day. And this goes back to a previous video in which we did the law of averages, where the law of averages allows you to get practice as well too. So practice on your sales manager. Your sales manager would have practice on somebody higher up than them, which would have which that person would have tweaked and showed them different ways in which they could have improved their sales pitch. And that's what we want from you. We want you to improve your sales pitch daily. So contact someone that is higher than you in the organization. You could even probably try to sell one of your own sales reps, and everybody should be helping each other improve their sales pitch, as well as, sorry, I believe I already said it, sorry, I'm a little bit distracted, but practice makes perfect. Try to improve every day. Pitch yourself in front of the mirror, pull out your own camera phone, record yourself doing a sales pitch. Try to sell to your superior, try to sell to your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, sell to your dog or your cat if you have to. Practice as much as possible so you could get to the point where you are closing, let's just say 1 in every 5 people you speak to, 1 in every 3 after a while, 1 in every 2, to a point where you're closing every single person that you speak to, and you just have sales running in and racking up one after the next.